Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, sit down. We got to talk, all right? A lot of people don't understand why people have been riding out with Cat Williams so much. But if you're old enough or if you were paying attention, you would know that even though Cat Williams' name is popping in the streets now, Cat Williams' name was popping in these streets 5, 6, 10, 12 years ago. He always pops up. And each time he pops up, they always knock him down because since the beginning, Cat Williams has been speaking his truth. He was not joking when he said he refuses to play the Hollywood game. You don't believe this Hollywood game exists? Baby, Eddie Winslow from Family Matters said every man in the industry has had to compromise themselves. Now, listen, that might be a little
And
bit
I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't want to believe it,
but there is something of saying that when it gets to high level stuff, it often seems there's something that gets put on a finger on the scale that makes a role go to somebody or the other. It seems like the industry elite, people like to call them Illuminati, people like to call them the old Harvey Weinsteins, the Diddy's, the old guard. They really were some pay to play. Even though the Me Too movement swept Hollywood, remember Terry Crews, that actor? Yes, I know he's problematic, but the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? That literally in the Me Too moment exposed a Hollywood exec in the middle of a party, literally emasculating him and gripping him up and touching him in front of his wife. Remember how he got clowned for that? What if I told you this was an industry standard? What if I told you everybody had to go through that? What if I told you that the casting couch is actually worse in some ways for men? Well, I don't know if we can say worse. It's not the oppression of it, but it's bad for not just women, but it's actually worse for men because men, when they open their mouths, they get ridiculed, they get labeled, they get disgraced. Y'all, when did Cat, we're going to go through a chronological, and you know, your girl gathered some receipts, a chronological plot, array of stories about the plot to take down Cat Williams from the beginning up till now. What started it, the way all these things people used to play him, these rumors about his drug use and Kevin Hart and all this stuff was nothing more than a crazy orchestrated plot. Because who spoke out about Diddy first and said what was happening? Who spoke out about Harvey Weinstein? Who spoke out about all this mess? And they said when he started speaking out, this was a decade ago, they said they were going to come to him next. They tried to take away his freedom, his children, and every pity he's had. And every single time he rose from the ashes. Y'all, let's get ready to do this. And you know your girl's going to have some commentary, all right? Let's get into it, all right? Let's go.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them. And nobody likes him. End quote.
I mean, we all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us. Yeah. But now it's not necessary for us to store up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. Right. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
Okay, so just to set things up for you guys, this is the routine that everybody says put Cat on the radar of the Hollywood elite. They did not take kindly to it. Just listen to it really quick. It's really important that you understand the basics before we move on. It's only for a second. Just listen.
As long as it be gay in Hollywood, you never expect it. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a mucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you round and look in the wrong room and shit. Nick, come here, come here. Is that two that's kissing? Is one of them Professor Obi? He came out the closet, he came out the closet. Oh my God, a rubber, damn door.
Okay, so you get the gist, okay? And then they started making the prediction. Listen to this really quickly, and then what you're going to see is going to shock you.
Next couple of years, they coming after Katt Williams. Katt Williams tell too much truth. They coming after Katt Williams.
And just like clockwork, if you believe in the Illuminati or the Hollywood elite or the powers that be, Katt Williams basically told them to go F themselves and was spilling secrets. And then, I don't know how else to describe it, but the humiliation ritual began.
On tape in a video going viral, comedian Katt Williams allegedly punching a Woodland Target employee. Tonight, that worker is telling his story only on CBS 13.
The insulting comments kept reoccurring and keep on. He just came at me.
Good evening. I'm Shannon Bernius.
And I'm Sam Shane. And now the DA is filing charges after that attack.
Stand-up comic Katt Williams has had a controversial visit to Seattle the past few days. And tonight he's telling us his side of the story.
But it wasn't over. TMZ was basically stalking him. Every move he made, there was a camera in his face, and he was kicked out in the most degrading manner anywhere he went, anywhere while he was on tour. Ask yourself why in a random hotel there are full news cameras outside catching him being evicted in the middle of the night for no reason. Look at this mess.
Como 4 caught up with Williams as he was ejected from a South Lake Union hotel around 7 p.m. On Sunday, Williams was arrested after an altercation at a nearby restaurant. Police say he argued with customers and threatened the manager with a pool cue. Williams is accused of then throwing a lit cigarette into a family's car, which hit a woman in the face, throwing a rock at that car, and struggling with police officers. A group of fans claims Williams assaulted them after his performance Friday night. Tonight, Williams admitted to us he has had trouble with the law here in Seattle this weekend. He made a string of allegations against police and the media. Then he told us because of his bad weekend in Seattle, he's decided to end his stand-up career.
I'm just going to go ahead and announce my retirement from stand-up. I'm kind of done. This is...
You're not really retired.
I've already discussed it with my kids. I wasn't really going to do it on the Seattle street. I was going to go to Los Angeles and do it in the offices of ICM or Live Nation.
Katt Williams has proven to be unpredictable, so we're going to watch.
Yo. And at this point, he looked like his soul was broken. But this humiliation ritual, whatever you want to call it, was not over because they went where nobody should ever go. Listen to this mess.
See how this.
They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
How terrible is that?
I did want to ask. The cops, allegedly found some guns and.
Yeah, they always find guns. I never leave without my girlfriend. I'm on the middle of an interview, sir.
Sorry about. They found guns and drugs. Now, is
Drugs?
That's what it was reported.
Sir, you can look at my paperwork. There was no drugs. Weed is not a drug.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's safe for kids to be around guns and stuff like that? I mean, I'm just curious.
How do you keep this kid safe without guns? They were in a lockbox that the police broke.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm saying if the police come in and raid my place and break into my gun boxes, you're gonna find guns. But these aren't. Well, I'm not in a gang. What difference does it make?
Now, you were actually stopped for this and let go. Because you have a license for it,
No,
right?
this is their 9th time coming to my house. The problem was this time they came to my office and took my kids from an office. Not from my house, from an office. So now when I can't have my kids at my office,
that's an issue.
I must be
the
most terrible black dude. Because here's the whole thing. You're going to charge me with child endangerment? After I adopted 7 children and had them for 14 years in this state? Really? You coming after my kids now? Because it was already a witch hunt. Now you want my babies? Yikes.
Now, y'all, we got more to go, but let's just pause here and say something. This is actually scary. Because looking back, 95% of America believed the headlines. That he had drugs laying around his house and there were firearms and the kids were in danger. But looking back, he was always trying to tell the truth. What was going on? The guns were in lockboxes. Last time I checked, it's legal to have firearms in America. And they were locked away safely in lockboxes. Okay? There were no drugs found at the scene. Third of all, what is TMZ always doing in that man's face no matter what? He could be walking to the neighborhood 7-Eleven. They had news cameras and everything. This was meant to humble him, to put him in his place, to punish him. Because he didn't want to take that virginity pledge because he didn't want to compromise and bend over backwards literally for whoever did it, and because he was saying too much. We have more to get into, but y'all, you remember this, right? And then to find out that when they said, they made it seem like in the papers, and this was in big papers, that the kids were sitting there and all that mayhem, when at the end of the day they showed up at an office and grabbed the kids saying they were in danger because were guns with lock boxes in his house. Y'all, this is actually scary, but it's not over. Because Katt Williams basically said, baby, I am God's chosen, and the devil can't create anything, not even for his own disciples. And guess what? He doubled down in the face of being humiliated on a global scale, having everybody laugh at you, having pawns that have a fourth of your talent placed above you, all because you wouldn't open your legs and compromise yourself. He doubled down and he literally started screaming the truth for a long while. But baby, we weren't listening. Listen to this.
Dave Chappelle was decapitated in front of us. And until we deal with that, until we deal with the fact that a devout Muslim who doesn't eat bacon was accused of being a crackhead, until we establish the fact that they said that he went to Africa to smoke cocaine when we know they don't have running water and food over there.
When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew. Don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama. Only got to see her once a year, and it's over. We found out that all conspiracy theories, there's a nugget of truth in there.
Anytime people that tell the truth is attacked, that's called the Dark Ages.
In our industry, who pays you is who tells you what narrative you're allowed to use.
Do you have any idea who shot Suge?
I'm pretty sure Suge knows who shot Suge. But if the police say nobody shot him, I believe nobody shot him. And if nobody shot him, that's the same nobody that shot Tupac. And if nobody shot Tupac, it's the same nobody that shot MLK. And if nobody shot him, that's the same person that shot Malcolm X too. It's a lot of nobodies out there, and nobody minds if nobody comes up missing, right? That don't bother nobody, does it?
That's wild, man. That's wild, Katt.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, shit. I'm sure you want this year to go.
Thank you, baby.
I'm sure you want this year to finish up, man. Do you have any resolutions or something you might do different next year?
Yeah, I'm gonna be white next time. In my next life, I'm Caucasian, and I ain't taking no for an answer. Now, let me explain something to you. I know it's people doing poorly in this country.
Yeah.
And they shot Trayvon Martin dead for looking kind of like I look.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King and Malcolm X ended up dead for telling the truth. So as a comedian, I don't think it won't happen to me. I think they've thrown me in jail 36 times in 36 months, and I think you've never seen me in a court of law. That means they're effing with me. And today, they crossed the line, because now they took my babies.
All right, man. Well, Katt, we...
Sacramento put out a warrant after they knew I had to be in court.
Right.
Couldn't be in two court places at the same time.
Definitely. Is that why you missed your court date, man?
No, I didn't miss it. I was in court.
Oh, you were in court in L.A.?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I had court in L.A. and court in Sacramento the same day. So
it's kind of impossible to make both, huh?
No, one was my kid, so I can't miss that one.
Definitely, man. Is everything working out with that?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got your kids back?
No, I actually don't. The lady who tried to take them and lost in court twice, they gave them to her.
Are you serious,
I
man?
am serious. So I don't...
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Oh, no problem. Thanks to TMZ for always being interested. People want to know, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
oh, because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing...
You will tell it?
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that, I value that, I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain.
Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty.
Millions of dollars in my, I don't know if you've had this, but I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just, you've been offered, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
That was my way of cueing you. Like, it's open dialogue.
Yeah, you want me to keep talking about it?
By all means, we can talk about anything.
But don't do it.
Yeah, no.
And I know what happens when they don't care about either of them. This is how quarterbacking go. So the question is, hey, your quarterback just got sacked. Did we know we was fin to sack your quarterback? We absolutely did. It was a play, buddy. We've been rehearsing it, working it out, making sure that at some point, when you get to this level, we can make sure we knock you from a $20 million man to putting in the news that people won't hire you no more and your career is done. Yeah.
So you're saying the setup.
You can do all of that.
You saying it was?
I'm saying that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend that seems like a setup is
everything that happens in a business. Everything that happens in a business that seems that's based off of pretend that seems like a setup is.
Yes. What I'm saying is, if Jussie Smollett and Lee Daniels for a living make stories that are not real, and they make them so good that people believe them and buy them, and that's what business they're in, why would you think it would be weird if they flipped out and said a story that turned out to not be true?
Why? Why would we think that? If they are capable of doing that for a living.
That's what they do for a living. They do that 300 episodes. Is take something fictitious and make it seem real. That's the business. Why would you?
I don't
understand that.
But I don't think Will was
There's
pretending.
Not very many mistakes.
I don't think Will was pretending in that moment.
Either.
I thought he was having a nervous breakdown in front of us.
Well, here's the thing. For Will to be having a nervous breakdown, for it to affect him like that, this is collaborative. So when Will Smith speaks, Will Smith is not the giant that he is solely on the merits of Will Smith or his family. There are 300 corporations that are a part of the Will Smith business operation. That is the $20 million a movie mega thing that Will Smith represents. And if you are the people that are in business with him, when you decide that you're going to do something, you can do it too. So these circumstances are not... we see him as, oh, this is live. He said something about his wife and then he got mad and jeopardized his career. And then the other guy had to decide what he was going to do with his career. And then no, we have to understand that these are two giants in our field if you're a black person.
Correct.
This is two guys too big and too good to be involved in what they're in. That would make sense if it's me and Michael Blackson slapping each other. Not Will Smith and Chris Rock. Okay. These are when two large boulders come together and you can't see Chris Rock winning at all. He's humiliated. If you were going to slap a comedian, he was the number one to slap, head of the coons, so slappable. And if you're going to slap him, you just need the greatest guy, the bestest guy, the one who's shown us him being on his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one that will have to slap him in order for the type of ratings we need and attention to be on this thing. See, what I'm saying is, in business, nothing is coincidental, or you would be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money He goes up and up and up. So they killed this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
Wow.
And they had some people from your city do it.
Wow.
I'm saying there's the good side and the bad side of these.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. It's a consortium. But I'm not scared of being the competition. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. All of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out. But he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. I told him no, what y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian. But in my face, no, no, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I'm not taking the shortcuts. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about.
So what y'all think? Listen, I'm going to let y'all make your own mind up. But you know it's a Kevin Hart thing, so I'm going to leave y'all with a little kiki. Y'all, look at this TikTok. This guy did the best visuals for for Katt Williams' interview. Listen to this.
If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. And then he gets this high-top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business, and it's a man unit. Then you ask him, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good old bouquet and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. And Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract. Can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? Can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did